this month we don't have a theme. We just had so much going on, so we're just jumping, giving you a farm update as we're preparing for our next video, which, as we promised, is going to be about lambing. But for now, let's just catch up.
Yes.
There's been lots happening. So what's going on with the animals? We had like
Oh my
explosion
gosh.
of animals this month.
Animals!
Yeah.
April's a baby month for sure. So yeah, I don't know if anybody caught those, but they're the first goslings that hatched out of the incubator. I provided eggs and my cousin incubated them, and we split the goslings. So yeah, so we have two. They're almost a month old, I think now. So I can't believe how much they've grown. It's crazy. They're just getting their adult feathers in, so they can start to live outside in another week or so. So yeah, they've been pretty fun. And then we had our first natural hatch. I had a mama duck who, she's not even a year old. She was just hatched out last year herself. She successfully hatched out about 12 ducklings, or 10 or 12, I forget now. So many babies.
I just remember the photo of them all in the bucket.
Yes, the easiest way to transport ducklings is in a bucket, I promise. Otherwise there's just ducklings everywhere. But so that was really impressive. She was very committed very early. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Through all the rain during March was just rain here, and she sat through it. So
yeah, and it's really important you move them in under cover, because we've learned our lesson from past, right? It's very important to cover them in the first week or two.
Yeah. So I used to think that Mama Duck knew best and she would take care of all of them, but she can only do so much, especially when there's 10.
So many, yeah.
Yeah, with ravens around. Ravens are always the biggest issue. And other predators and just other birds, because the ducklings are so small, they're fragile, they can get squished or trampled very easily. I made a brooder the night before I was waiting for her to hatch. Put together a brooder, which is where mamas and babies live until the babies are large enough to kind of fend for themselves or fast enough to escape a predator. So she's in there for now, and then April started with lambs and it's ending with lambs. So everyone pretty much done. We're waiting on one straggler ewe. I'm not quite sure what she's doing, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out. But so we have about 22 lambs on the ground, and they're all loving April and spring so far. Yes, because we went right from lambing, right into pasture season. So not even a breath, which is good. That's good. That's the way you want it, right? Lambs learn to eat grass right away. And they just start off with the best life. So we've been moving sheep and cows onto grass as it grows. And the cows, because we halter train the cows, we're able to lead them to different parts that aren't fenced, or if there's a particular area that we want eaten down a bit, because we'd rather use animals turning grass into meat or milk or whatever, versus a lawnmower or something. So a lot of moving animals.
It was so nice to just put Mina tethered down to clean some of the grass before I plant the trees here.
Exactly.
And we were able to move them all around the house in areas that it's just not big enough for the whole bringing all the sheep.
Everybody, because the sheep mean the dogs, and the dogs mean really good electric fence, and it's a whole headache. There's a lot of
You have
animals.
another batch of goslings in the incubator. Hopefully,
Yes.
We'll see if there will be more.
Geese and ducks. Yeah, we have geese and duck eggs in the incubator. They're actually due next week, so we'll see. We might have a lot of other littles running around. We'll see how it goes. It was our first time doing duck and geese eggs. So And what else?
Well, we had lots of projects this month. We've been so busy finishing up the last bit of our move from our old farm. We had our whole kind of homestead set up there with our fifth wheel trailer and the roof and the addition that we have built. And we had to take all of that down and bring it here, kind of take advantage of a little bit of time that we have before the rough road turns into much worse.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we had a really hard time because we couldn't find anybody that could bring our trailer out of our last farm because it was very remote, and The road conditions was horrible. Everybody who see it, several people,
Oh my
asked,
gosh.
and as soon as they saw it, they were like, "Nope."
Nope.
I had a guy actually come with his truck,
Prepared to move
prepared
it.
to move it. Yeah, and then he saw how bad the road was, and he was like, he backed out. He was like, "I can't do it. I'm sorry."
It was a combination
Yeah.
of also the trailer is a 39-foot fifth wheel.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not a small trailer. So you
Yeah.
have yeah.
And the road is very poor, narrow. There's some corners that are really difficult. But then our friend Chris, he's a really good driver. He's got a good truck.
He actually delivered huge truckloads of hay to me all the way down the road before. So
Right, so he
that's why
was
he's
already familiar with the road.
And he was able
Yeah.
to get down there with these huge unbalanced loads.
So we mentioned it to him, and then he was like, "Okay, yeah, I think I can do it." And then the next day he messaged me. He's like, "Let's go." So I was like, got our act together, and we went there. I still couldn't believe my eyes. Even when he was pulling the trailer past the worst part of the road, it's huge boulder on one side, and there's cliff on the other side.
Straight down into the Columbia River on the other.
He just asked.
And it's around a corner.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
It was like less than an inch of clearance, and he just barely made it. Okay. Oh, okay, I'll just watch this. You're about an inch. Yeah. You're about an inch. You're clear here. Oh my God, you're in clear. Oh my God. I can't believe you made it. Dude, this is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go. Amazing. Thank you so much. I'll take a photo and send it to Anastasia. It's such a relief. I can't believe how much stress that was until we actually moved it out.
I don't even think he broke a sweat either. I don't think he broke a sweat. He was like, yeah.
No, he knew
Great.
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, very skilled.
Inspected everything.
Very skilled. Meticulous.
So really happy that's finally done. And then we just have a couple of days to take the rest of the lumber and a little bit more of a roof that's left there. But basically we're like 85%, 90%.
Clean up, yeah.
Yeah, so we just clean up 2 or 3 more days. So that would be really nice to close that chapter and then focus on all of our projects here. We've got lots of projects here as well. So we did the full maintenance on the tractor this month. That took almost half a day. And then it was good because we needed the tractor to deal with some of the water issues around here, to deal with the culvert and just make sure the water stays where it's supposed to go.
And foraging. We've started foraging now that everything's starting to get green and things are coming up. A lot of Suzuki or false Solomon seal.
Yeah.
And
I will put a link to our video about Suzuki if you're curious. It's our favorite forage, and so
in the spring, in April,
it's our first forage usually. Then when it warms up, we get out into the forest, and it's delicious.
Yeah,
wonderful,
so good.
Nutritious. Yeah.
Lots of dandelion, just poof. Oh, this property in particular, just dandelion ever. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Lots of that, and then
the violets. I really love
adding
the violets to my salads and everything, and just eat them. They're really good. They're tasty and they smell good. And there's some weeds like in the garden, like gout weed, that they're fast growing, and we have to cut them out garden anyways, but they're edible. So we've been adding those to some of the meals, soups and salads and things. What else we foraging for?
I mean, we haven't had a time to go do mushrooms yet.
Oh yeah, but the morels are off.
Yeah,
So
we
in
just
the
have to.
forest nearby, we know that they're
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
we just have to get out there.
Yeah.
So hopefully this month, hopefully next week. And then, but I started planting a bunch of trees because I have the trees, and then they really need to go to the ground. And this place almost is laid out perfectly for an orchard around the house. So I started from a corner and I planted the trees 15 foot apart, but into little guilds. So I'm trying to put them into little guilds because we're going to protect them from the sheep and then have the sheep graze through. So when we have that area, it's nice to have some other plants around each tree, so that I don't have to go in all the time and cut the grass away. But also putting shrubs on the southwest of a tree can help with, like, for example, the southwest damage, sun damage, for example, on apricot or any stone fruit, something like that. So been trying to set those up and plant a bunch already, and I might be able to do a few more in the next week or so, and then see how it goes. Earlier in April, we had apricot blossoms. That was the first. The apricots to start to blossom, and then after that, you have the cherries. So the cherries are still in blossom everywhere.
Plums are starting.
Plums are starting now. Yeah, and we have there's some nice ornamental trees around here, or shrubs around here. This is like a Japanese flowering quince. So beautiful. It's so nice to go around the place because the people who lived here before really paid attention to the landscape and like, planted everything intentionally. So it's so nice to see everything come to life.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my God, there's like this
Christmas, the best kind of Christmas. Every day you come out and see something new here.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Really lucky. Yeah, also earlier in April, we got some bad news about our special leggy blonde, Utka. He's one of the dogs that works protecting the free-range birds. He works with Band-Aid. We found out he has cancer, and it's a pretty aggressive type of cancer. And she didn't give us a great prognosis. So he doesn't... a few months to go, but he's still his same Utka. He still works. He's acting totally the same, super chill, loving his pets and stuff. But we're just gonna, give him as many extra cuddles and treats and everything as we possibly can, just to make him comfortable and let him live how he wants to live, for what time he has left. Make sure he's just really comfortable and happy.
Because he's a livestock guardian dog, he's spent all his time out in the field.
At home.
For him, it's so difficult to bring him out anywhere. It's always very stressful for him. So it's not, and there isn't really any viable treatment option anyways. No. So we just have to do our best to take care of him.
Make him comfortable. Yeah, that's the key, just watching him and making sure he's still comfortable. So.
It is so hard going out there every time, but seeing him, but that's with everything at the farms.
You never know. You never know. There, even like Band-Aid's 12, you never know when she's, she can go any day too. So anyway, it's important to cuddle your farmly furry friends as often as you can. So that was a very hard one for us. For the farm. It's tough. So we have to plan ahead. And so we decided to get another livestock guardian dog, a young one, while Utka is still working and healthy. So that they can, Band-Aid and Utka can train the puppy. So when Utka, or even Band-Aid's old, she needs to retire, they have somebody to kind of take over. So
so it was good. We had a neighbor here that had a puppy, so we got from them, and it's much better to have that older dog with the puppy.
Much better. Yes, because
I think that was a good timing.
Definitely good timing, because both of them are still working, and so that is a handful that I wasn't quite ready for at the moment, because training livestock guardian dogs with birds is extremely difficult, because birds look like toys. So it was very hard with the first two. but they turned out incredible. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Well, that's it for this video. We have a lot of footage from this month. I'll try to put a nice mix of footage at the end of this video if you like to watch, see what's been happening. And we also have some really big, exciting news.
Yes!
So you have to wait
Stay
until,
tuned!
next couple of videos are going to be all very interesting. So we have one video about lambs coming.
We do have that. We promised it. It's coming. Don't worry.
But we have some important farm updates. We're like finally starting to take a breath and kind of plan what we actually want to do and like how to operate our farm. So we're making some big decisions. Yes.
And we kind of are changing direction a little bit in one way, but kind of not in another. So yeah, we have very exciting news coming. Bye! Oh, we do have to catch them and put them away, but I guess they can walk. Okay, I'm cold.
Okay.
So I'm gonna thank you for doing that.